do the show a little early, get it done, give you guys a show, and then hopefully make a little bit of money, keep this little ship we got here afloat, and then head down to where she is, which is what I'm going to do. Matt's going to come by at 6:30. Matt was going to be here at 7. I had to start the show an hour early because, like I said, I got to get going. And then tomorrow morning, I will probably be doing the show solo. Fact of the matter is, how would I put it? They're saying, is April okay? Is April okay? April and I have a lot of things going on in life right now that we're not going to talk about on the air yet. We will eventually. And there are times where shit gets fucked up. Bad shit happens. And you got to deal with it. You got to roll with it. And so I'm going to be solo tomorrow. Some bad shit happened. I'm willing to say that the bad shit is on me. But there's certainly bad shit. Now, those of you with your divorce counter, I wouldn't get your divorce counter out just yet. It's not that kind of fucked up. But, yeah, it's just one of those things. When couples work together, it's very hard. And Andrea says money stuff. I mean, nothing more than, regular money stuff that everybody has. But no, it's not money stuff. It has nothing to do with money. I do want to knock out that 2:30 tonight. That would really kill a lot of my fucking stress. But I think when two people work together and they run a prediction I was reading No Pen 15 Fathead. And they work together and they run a business together. You have to at some point acknowledge that the personal is more important than the professional, and maybe the professional needs to fuck off for a while. And April's gonna take tomorrow off, and she'll be back on probably Wednesday night, Thursday. She'll be back on Wednesday night. We'll do the Thursday show. We'll do the Friday show. We've been talking about maybe making the Wednesday show a solo show in general. I think working together all the time, having this busy life that we have now, April and I have added some shit to our life that's really that is really complicated and difficult to navigate. And it causes strife, it causes drama, it causes issues. And sometimes when you're adults, you talk about how to get through those issues. And sometimes you come to the realization that you're like, look, if we don't pump the brakes on this facet of life, we could end up really hurting this facet of life. So right now, doing a show with April is not important. Addressing other things with April is more important than doing a show with her. So for stress reasons, for drama reasons, for fucking up and miscommunication reasons. And when I say fucking up, I mean me. It's just, we got to remove that stress and drama of being on the air all the time. I'm fine. Obviously, I'm fine with being on the air. I've been on the air my entire adult life. But I will say this. If we're gonna get real tonight, and we'll get real on the morning show as well. I talked to April about this. I'm not springing anything on her. I'm just letting her know. Yeah, it's a tricky one because I don't want people to think that like, oh my God, it's over, the divorce club. Well, it's not that. It's that when you're in a relationship, sometimes you see some red flags and you see some warnings. You don't want to be like the Titanic and go iceberg dead ahead. You'd like to see the iceberg coming and be able to get around it. And I think for us, I think me doing the show solo on Wednesday is a good idea. April thinks me doing the show solo on Wednesday is a good idea. April's busy tonight. The evening show was not an option anyway. I had Matt ready to go. But maybe Wednesdays become solo shows regularly. I don't. Where April and I started as a couple back in 2020 has evolved. You know, she came into a situation where there's 3 children. And when there's 3 children, sometimes there are outside forces, outside issues that create drama, that create tension unnecessarily. And April's had to deal with that. And she's handled it remarkably well. As best she can. I have not handled it remarkably well. I've handled those outside pressures with anger and hostility, not towards necessarily her, but towards the situation in general, which changes the relationship. Then you have the radio thing going away. And then having to start this. And then I made the decision. I watched my wife struggle. See, this is why I don't want to do this on the internet. People are going to clip the shit out of this. But I watched my wife struggle in the job she was at. I watched her come home hurting. I watched her come home hating the job. I watched her. I watched her complain about it. I watched her cry because she couldn't get home to be with the kids. And when I started this, she would be on a couple evening shows. And I thought she was doing very well. I thought she was very funny. We worked together very well. It was a good fit. And when the radio show went away, I was falling apart. I loved that show. I adored that show. I had so much fun doing that show. And it was going off like a rocket. It was crazy how well that show was doing and what it could have been. And man, she held me together. When that thing went away, she physically held me up when I couldn't be up. And I wanted to repay that. And I wanted so much to be able to give her a way out of that life that she hated so much, that was wrecking her neck and her shoulders and her body. Just this beautiful woman just being physically broken by this job and psychologically broken by the job, hating it every day, not being able to see the kids as much. And we had a lot of advertisers at the time. We had, there was insane amounts of money coming in to the show. And when I was meeting with the accountants and we were talking about where we were at, it was very clear we could definitely afford to beat April's employer's number and bring her aboard. And she's been amazing. She's been a godsend. She's also been the subject of a lot of online bullying, a lot of really dirty, shitty, horrible, unfair stuff. And to see that stuff happen and to watch her be in pain from it. And as a husband, you can't do anything. You can't stop the internet. You know, they always say when you go online, you sign up for it. You sign up for all the abuse. You sign up for all the vitriol. And, I can take it. It's part of, it comes with the territory. It is what it is. But when it started coming down on her, I was so mad. I was so angry. And my approach to her was, just walk this off. Just, you'll be okay. Just don't look at it. Forget about it. Soldier on. Because I did see her as and I still do, see her as so talented and so good at this and such a wonderful talent that I didn't want her spirit broken by that. I was thinking like a broadcaster and I wasn't thinking like a husband. And instead of not being a boss, instead of not being a guy running a company with my wife, I took that tact, and I think that changed the relationship.